Hello, plannerets. Are you ready to plan the week ahead? Nice and gently? Nothing fancy, nothing to figure out. Just a calm plan with me as we start the new week and ease into January. You're welcome to plan along or just keep things me on in the background. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Hello, plannerets, and welcome. If you are joining me here live, feel free to say hello in the chat. And of course, if you are watching this back later on replay, I'm really glad you're here too. And type replay team. This is a relaxed plan with me. I actually have not planned ahead, I haven't picked my washi. I'll do that with you. I may take the whole 2-3 hours so you can come and go as you please. This is the kind of plan with me where we just, as if we're just hanging out with each other at a cafe or our dining table with our planners open. So no goal pressure, no rushing, just setting up the week ahead in a way that feels very supportive. Let us check out who is here in the live chat with me today. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I wish I was in Australia as it is very cold in the UK. It is very hot here. I've got my handheld fan. Everything's humid, everything's sticky. So we might have to find a place in between, Susan, where it's not too cold nor too hot. Hello there, Cindy and Plannerets. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Brenda, hello. How are you? Nice to see you, my dear friend. Excellent. All right, let us get going. Like I said, I have not even picked out the washi tape, stickers, or the markers that I'm going to be using because I thought I'd do that along with you. And so then you get to see how I'm doing it, and then that way, if you're also unsure and you're just starting planning or setting up your own planner, we can do it together. And because it is the start of January, I just want to keep things simple, probably pick the same layout that I have in the last week or so. I'm not trying to plan the whole month or the whole year, just this week. My theme for January, if you do subscribe to my channel and have listened to my brain or watch my brain dump, my videos and my podcast, January's theme is a gentle start. Let's take away the pressure of having to have all our pages all beautifully set up just because it's the new year. We are going to take away that pressure off ourselves and just enjoy the planning. Use the setup and embellishment as a form of self-care, not as a pressure to perform or to compare our pages with everybody else. Okay, so let's just set up this week, and even then, let's just do it very lightly. Okay, now you do not have the same planner as I do. There's no need to copy. Let's get inspired with each other. So if you do have something that you want to share it in the chat. If a particular colorway or some stickers you are using, or a favorite pen, let us know, because I do love getting influenced as well as influencing others when it comes to stationery. So this is just about making space for the days ahead. Let me quickly double check again. I do see a few more people in the live chat. Who else do we have here? Hello, Tamara. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Excellent. And Irene, hello. Nice to see you. I hope you are doing well. Everyone is saying hello to everyone. I love that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got my two extra cameras. I'm a little bit extra with the camera. I've got this tech thing that they call it in the world of content creators GAS, which is gear acquisition syndrome, where you just buy more cameras, more tech, and I do have another tech coming in the mail today, so hopefully I might show that. But I'm going to take you to this camera here, which is my Osmo Pocket. So then you get to see my behind the scene. I'm going to take my in-ear monitor and just pick out my washi tapes. Let's see. I may do. I haven't done lavender for a while, and I'm just going to get my Tombow markers and see how it goes. So there's my little 5-1 balloons, and I can feel hair on my nose and it's itching. So let's see. Marianne, you look so fresh and healthy. It must be the turning 51 tomorrow. So let me grab my coffee. So let me know while I'm setting up. Let's tell each other, what planner are you using? What planner do you love setting up? Or which planners are just purely for tasks and to-dos. So let's share that. And the other camera I have is this one. Hello. My iPhone here, so then you can see as well my desk and what you don't normally see, when it's the top down camera up here, which is this one. Oh, it's out of shot, so that I do have a top camera. So what I just picked out from my wall, so from my IKEA pegboard, is these little clear drawers. I have picked out some purple or lilac washi, and then maybe this nice light teal. I don't know yet which one I will use. So let's pop me back on the screen here. And I do have my little drawers of Tombow markers. I think I haven't used the lavender. What do you think? I think I'll use the lavender. And I like to stack things up. So let's do a check and a floral. That looks nice. That's not, it doesn't stand out enough. What about a darker one? Oh, that looks nice too. I like to layer 2 sets of washi on the bottom of my page. Which one? I think I'll do this one here, because then it picks up these darker shades of, I think there are periwinkle blue stamps. All right, so let's pick that. So there we go. That's the first set that I picked up. Let me put these 2 aside, so I have a little bit of room. And then I've got, let's have a look. Let's check out some of my, I don't have a lot of Tombow markers because they can get pretty expensive. So I've just picked out the ones that, I normally use in my planning. So let's go and just stack these 2. So this is how I swatch my, the colors and washi tape that I'll pick out for my new layout. And then pick coordinating Tombow. So yeah, today's really just, you will see how I plan. No agenda apart from let's just enjoy each other's company. Okay, so let's have a look. This one is 553. That's a little bit more blue than I would like. So this one is 620. Maybe. All right, let's put that there. 673. That's too pink. And 623. I think, let's have a look. Out of these 2, which one do I want? I think I'll pick the 620. 620. All right. So let me just pop these other things back on the thing. And I do see a few more people saying hello. So I'll say hello in a second. Let me pop these back, so then that way I do have a clear space on my desk. So yeah, this pegboard here was not a recent purchase, but all these things that you see, my picture ledgers and the desks that I'm using, I've had them probably for since 2011, 2012, because I did used to do sewing. I used to sew handmade dolls. So let me quickly check who else is here. I see Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Happy New Year. Nice to see you. Plan to be Rita. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. And hooray, hooray. Welcome to our Planarets community. You will find everyone is very welcoming. So there we are. Everybody's saying hello. Let's round off that corner. All right, so let's go. Okay, so I've picked my washi tape that I'm going to be using, and then the coordinating color. Do I need to pick any other pen? This is a Keiko gel pen. So all the things, I have them linked in the description, not individual ones. In my Amazon storefront, I have my Fave washi, Fave pens, markers and highlighters, and my Hobonichi planners. But if you go to my storefront on Amazon, you'll find the Amazon ideas list and different affiliate links. Maybe the purple. I like that one. What about this lilac? So Keiko gel pen. No, that's a bit too pink. What about the Pentel Energel? So let me just show you where I'm getting some of my other pens and markers. So I have here my most used Zebra Mild Liner, my Pentel, my Pilot Friction, my Pentel, you can't see behind the marker, Pentel brush pens. And here I have a caddy of all my other markers that I use often. And so this little caddy I got, I think, as a Mother's Day present from my boys a few years back. So let's see, what is this Pentel? Oh, I like that one too. So which one out of the two? Let me have a look. So this is Pentel. So this is the steps that I go through when I'm picking out the colors that I want. I think I'm going to use the purple Pentel. I think this is a 0.5. And so I think this was gifted to me by Pentel Australia. All right, so those are my markers that I'm going to use. So let me know. Keep me company. If you're planning along and you think, oh, something, type away, so then I'm not here talking on my own. If there's any portions of the plan with me and embellishing where I'm just writing, or I can feel a hair, a loose hair, because I've got my handheld fan over here keeping me cool, because I'm getting sweaty here, even though it's only 5:13 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia. Oh, let me know where you're tuning in from. It is already warm. It's very humid in Sydney. Hello, hello. Virleda Termerman. Oh, I hope I said your name correctly. How are you? Thank you so much for joining from Belgium. I appreciate you. Thanks for the information. Oh, you're most welcome. Yes, so Tombo, the 620 Pentel Energel 0.5 in purple, and then 2 washi tapes. And again, I think these are just, individual washies that I have picked up along the way. So that's the colorway. And I think let us start freezing in Switzerland. All right, so we have a few of my wonderful European planarets popping in. So this is my A5 Hobonichi cousin. The cover is actually just, oops, I didn't go check the back. See, this is when you go and get all these crumbs on your, that's why I want to cover it with stickers. So let me just, so this is real life planning. I just got one of my microfiber wipes. Okay, let's make it a little bit presentable for the public, Marianne. Okay, so that'll do. So it's a plain black cover with a cover-on-cover Hobonichi. But look what I did. See all of these? These are all individual stickers. The brand sticker that it's from is Suatilia, and so they came in like this is a different sticker set, but I think there's 2 or 3 different sticker themes that I got that I put on there. Okay, so there were the covers that came out for the Hobonichi for this collection. Look, I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4 Hobonichi covers already that I purchased as part of the 2024 collection, and I just couldn't, bring myself to go buy more because they are quite expensive, and a lot of the collection, the covers for this collection has sort of like stickers or collages of stamps and different things. Well, I can recreate that myself. Why not? Okay, so that's my cover. And then, of course, I've got the Hobonichi cousin. This is the Japanese version, Monday start. And then if you are new here and you haven't seen my planner set up, so in the pockets I've just got sticky note flags to just add a bit of color because you want to make your planner pages pretty. There's hubby and I, and then just I think it's some washi. I wanted to embellish some washi or embellish the page with this colorful washi, and just some more stickers I found. These calendars are free from Helen's The Coffee Monsters Co. Facebook group. So then I printed it on sticker back paper, cut it to size, and then just put it over, the calendar that was already on here for 2026. Okay, so this is the first time I've actually shown what I'm going to do with the future log. So I want to work on my movement and workout because it's one of my top priorities for at least the next 2 to 3 months is, I haven't moved intentionally. And so, of course, I put on weight. Things haven't fitted. So I've just got myself, I made these ages ago, these little icon stickers. And so I meditate in the morning, get myself outside. So that's like a little park bench, a little walking feet. That's more like Pilates, yoga, but some sort of workout. And then, of course, also one of my top 3 goals, which I'll show you in a second, is starting to track my expenses because I haven't been tracking our expenses. We got ourselves out of debt back in 2017, 2018, and then have been pretty good with our money. But what happens when you go and don't track it is, little spendings here and there. Whoops, sorry, I'm making you all dizzy. I just want to get it a little bit closer. Little spending here and there, incidental, $6 here, $10 there, a takeaway, for lunch. They all add up. They may not make a big dent, but altogether they do. And so I want to be mindful of our spending because, this year, maybe we want to go on holidays or something, even like a staycation, which we didn't do a lot of in 2025. So, but one small goal at a time. So I'll show you in a second my top three priorities. And so then, of course, there's my December calendar, and then this is January. So I've got my YouTube things. There's my birthday on Saturday. Happy New Year, and just keeping it very simple and just using my Tombow, or actually these might be my zebra highlighters, just coloring in some every second line, making check marks. So you don't need to have a lot of stickers to embellish your page. Use whatever you have. You don't even have to have Tombow markers or even zebra mile liners. If you've got your kids Crayola marker set, the ones where you can get 24 for a couple of dollars, a few dollars, then that is enough. You don't have to have all the well-known bullet journal, planning, highlighters and markers. So I have them because I've collected them throughout the years, because I have been highly influenced by a lot of other planners out there. And then of course there's the calendar. And then let us go. Now these little monthly mini tabs, they're from Square Lime Designs on Etsy, from I think Christine is her name. So I think she only has digital stickers available and no physical stickers. And so if you have a printer and you have a cutting machine, then that is something that you can, and I just printed them on sticker backed paper, and then you can create your own. Okay, so for today, I'm going to set up my weekly spread. So this was the first week in this planner. As you can see, I don't traditionally use the time blocking for the whole, or I don't use the time blocking at all in my weekly spread, because I do all, my daily planning in my Hobonichi original. But I have created little frames and boxes for my running to-do list, my key areas of focus, any notes, my workout, my morning habits, and any, what do you call it? Focus that I want to, look at for the week, and that is skipping. And I didn't do much skipping because, it was my birthday celebration. So I thought it's okay if I'm, some of the habits and routines that I've done haven't been. So that's what we're going to do today. So while I'm talking, let me start setting up. Now here's a tip, which I haven't been doing. So if you do use the bookmark or any bookmark of, the cover, whether you have a Hobonichi or some other planner page, and if you are using this, what I've found is, because I break up the washi tape and not have it continuous, if I have this here and then I'm using it to open the page, it can get stuck there and it does lift up the washi tape. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to be mindful now, is when I do lay my washi, I'm going to keep it going, maybe crease it in the middle so then it's not pulling up, and then continue it that way. So I'm going to lay my first washi, which is the checked one, and pop it at the bottom. So yeah, so let me know, what is your planner of choice for 2026? Are you set on it, or are you still, thinking, or it's but yeah, so let me know. So then that way, whoops, I'm trying to do it flat, and here I'm just going to crease it in the middle there. So now what's going to happen, I can see that it's not, Marianne, it's not laying flat there, because this side of the page is, I'm trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. Okay, have it there. Oh, I got itchy nose. All right, so just make sure, if you are laying down the washi tape, so if you're new to using washi tape, don't stretch out the washi and try and keep it flat, because what will happen is, if you stretch it out or your page is not lying flat underneath, the page is going to curl up. This is the Hobonichi Basic Stencil, and then one side is a jagged edge that you can use to go and cut your washi. So Tamara is using the Filofax Molden in ochre personal size, which is this one, yeah? Ochre, yeah, this is the ochre one. So that is what Tamara is using. So it's looking a bit darker brown. Oh no, it looks like sometimes it's very difficult to capture the correct color of the different things that you see on screen, because of course, if your screen composition or your brightness and all of that is different to mine, then it can look a little bit different. All right, so next I'm going to lay down the second layer washi, which is this floral one. And then yeah, so like I said, for the Hobonichi Cousin weekly spread, I don't use the time blocking because my work is content creation here on YouTube and on Instagram as well. If you haven't followed me there yet, make sure you do. It's at Mariane Cresp. And so I don't have a set, work time like 9 to 5. My fringe or bangs is getting in the way and it keeps flopping because I have the fan, and so I'm just going to use a bobby pin. And see that bit there? It's annoying me. So let's just go and pop that there. There we go, out of the way. So what else? What other planners are you guys using, or what size planner? Do you like big size like an A5, or like Tamara, a personal size ring planner? Okay, and let's just, there we go. So this one, because I am summer here in Sydney, Australia, let's bring some, these are more pastel colors rather than bright colors. And so let me go and use my Tombow and then just color the top in. So then it'll balance the bottom here. Okay, I might put on some music in the background. So while I'm doing repetitive work. So Susan said earlier she wishes she was here in Sydney. I wish we could all, gather on a big cafe table and dining table where we can all just, plan together. But I guess this is the next best thing. So today I just really, because I normally set up my planner page on my Monday, so it's 5:25 now, because of course I want to do it along with you guys. My week has already started. So let me just zoom in. So I love doing little dashes. Somehow little dashes on the page make me happy. So I'm using the purple. So really I want to take planning nice and easy, no pressure. Make sure I'm in the middle of my camera. No pressure. And this is my self-care, one of them, okay? This is signaling to my brain that, hey, Mariane, you matter. You need time to slow down so then we can re-energize, we can reset. Thank you for the like. If you're enjoying the live so far or watching on replay, I would love you to hit that like button. It signals to YouTube that, hey, this girl Mariane, she's all right. Let's show some other viewers who may be similar to us, who are kindred spirit, who don't know my channel yet. Let's send it to them. The way the YouTube algorithm works is, if there are other people who have similar watching habit as you, they will go, hey, this other person also likes what Irene likes to watch, what Tamara, what Susan, what Cindy likes. Maybe they might like Marianne's channel as well, or the content Mariane is sharing. So that's how the algorithm works. I'm going to highlight this bit of the calendar. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. How do I zoom? To the right, to the right. Ooh, too zoomed out. Too zoomed out. So we have Irene is in half letter disc, Happy Planner Mini, and Clever Fox pocket size. Probably way too many. No, Irene, because for me, I have these three. So we have the cousin, the original, the Hobonichi Weeks. I've actually got two in here. I'll show if we have time. I have now these are the planners that I have. I will do a video, a more detailed video. These other planners are more for my stickers, so I don't use them for planning, but they hold the digital stickers I have printed. And then I have my Filofax Molden in personal. They're just little notes, little grid for the moment. I might actually print out my funds tracker because you know, finances is one of my top priorities. I bought Midori A5 Codex for my you know, more deep journaling or notes when I'm learning something new. And of course, I have my A5 Filofax Camden organizer. So inside I have my Atomic Habits workbook that I'm slowly going through one page at a time, and then my other A5 printables like my brain dump, my to-do list, my self-care bingo card. I have to sort through them and see what sort through all my printables, so then that way I'm a little bit set up. So 2025, you know, I thought that I would want to stick to one planner, but then there are things that I want separate, you know, where it's only focused. So I am not limiting myself anymore to however many planners I think should be the right amount, more or less. I go with what I need. And so maybe, you know, in March I only want to be in one. Maybe in April I want to be in 7. I think it's is it Susan that used to have lots, and then she, you know, got it down to a few. For me now, there's no rules. Whatever works well for you. So this is my Hobonichi cousin. I use it for my weekly spread. So here my top priorities, and then all my different habits. And so I'm just going to go and do, you know, what feels good for me in the season that I'm in. All right, so I'm going to now embellish this side of the page. I'm just going to use the previous page as a guide. So then that way I don't have to worry about the numbers. All right, so let me zoom in a bit more so you can see. So whether you have a Hobonichi or any other planner, and there are spots on it that you can create little boxes. So the box is really not just as an embellishment, it's also sort of like highlights that part of your planner page, and you know, it makes it stand out. It's sort of like a little visual to say, hello, you said this bit was important, let's frame it. So I'm just creating like a little notepad paper on this little frame. So I've been trying to do 100 skips a day, or as much as I can, for my cardio, because I can't remember now when last year my blood pressure came out as, what do you call it? Mild hypertension. I might use my Pentel to do my what do you call it? I'm just putting some music on. Yep. My headings. That's what I'm trying to see. Oh, perfect. I think that's a good purple. Do I have any other? What about this one? No, that's too blue. Nope, that's too blue. And I think this will be too pink. Yep, this would be too pink. So these are the Pentel brush sign pen. Come on, focus. Okay, so these have the brush tip, small brush tip marker that allows you to make broad strokes and then thin strokes. So if you wanted to do some hand lettering. Now there are another Pentel markers that is not brush tip. So it's like a stiff a felt tip. And so just be mindful if you are wanting to do any hand lettering. The brush sign pen, especially if you're ordering it online, yeah, it's hard to know which is which. The barrel, I don't know if you can see how the barrel is sort of like has this glittery effect to it. So those are the ones that are brush tips. So the tip's more flexible. All right. So I think, what did I say? I'm going to use this one. So this is for my skips. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Skips. So let's make this stand out. And then I think I'm going to use the Pentel Energel black ink as my pen of choice. Now I did want to go use fountain pen, and I do use fountain pen for my original and in my weeks, but sometimes I might write something on my weekly spread and then forget that it's, might need to dry that a couple of seconds, and I'll turn the page and then it smudges. So it's like, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so you can have this maybe as read or meditate, or if you're a spiritual person, you might want to put, reading your scripture. So any habits and routines that you want to be better at, or you want to keep going, if you did well in 2025, then 1, 2, 1, 2, then make it stand out. So for those of you that do hang around me for a while, you've heard me quote James Clear's book, The Atomic Habits, and he says, there are 4 laws of behavior change. So if you want to make things stick, like habits stick, make it obvious. Okay, so have your planner on your desk, and make it easy. Don't make things too complicated, especially if you're like me, who want to go and do, have, what do you call this? Have movement or working out as a top priority. I'm not going to put, work out 5 days a week and for 2 hours. So that's not easy at all. If it ain't easy, you are less likely to stick to it. So make it simple. So that's why, for me, I'm just doing 100 skips a day. I missed on the weekend. It's my birthday celebration. So had a nice sleep in, took our time doing, the boys, my husband and my 2 sons, took me out for lunch on Saturday, but we didn't have lunch until about 2 p.m. There's we were going by our own timetable, because hubby and I went out Friday night on my birthday eve. Okay, so these are the morning habits I want to do. So what I did is I just highlighted the bottom bar and just creating little. So you know how I've seen, I think Square Lime Designs has, see these little habit trackers. Okay, so if you don't have stickers, you don't need stickers. You can create your own little habit tracker and make it a little bit special, make it colorful. So who here uses a habit tracker for their habits and routines? Let me know. Say me if it's you. Type it in the chat, or if you're watching on replay. Okay. Because everyone is still on holidays, well, my oldest son now has finished high school. He got a really good score for his exams, and he's put in his application for a few universities. He will take a gap year though, because he wants to work on creating movies. So he's a filmmaker, and so he wants to take a year to create movies with his other filmmaker friends. Oh, that's looking really pretty already. So just with one colorway, we've created some really, it's not too much, you know, it's not too in your face. Okay, so that's just one, the bottom, the top, and the side. So far it's come from that to that, and it's really really lovely. Okay, so let me write down what my morning routine habits are. So I haven't done it yet because I did wake up at 4 to get ready for my 5 o'clock live stream. So I normally drink a glass of water plus do my stretch, okay, and then I do 11 push-ups and 11 squats, because you know they say that we women should be doing some strength training and some resistance to ensure our core and our bones. So for those of you like me who might be in your perimenopausal, or you know in your menopause days, important that we are looking after our health. And that's, you know, our bones, our heart. So medicine, and then here medicine. So now I have to take medicine every day because of my mild hypertension. And then I want to also measure my blood pressure, so I can keep an eye on that. Do my journal. Get outside, again, not just for walking, but also getting fresh air, because I do, you know, I work from home, work at my desk, where I gratitude and win. Important to get outside and help with that circadian rhythm. So if you are having difficulty sleeping, make sure you get yourself outside. Even they say a couple of minutes of sunlight will, you know, signal to your circadian rhythm that, hey, it's now wake up time to work, and then your body clock will start to help regulate itself. Now, of course, this doesn't include if you know, have any other sleep deprived symptoms that's going on. So, but that can help your sleeping pattern if you're finding that sleep is, you know, not coming to you easily. So Irene says she tracks a couple of habits. Fantastic, I love that. Yeah, so yeah, you don't need to track, you know, I mean, you'll see my habit tracker soon when I flip to that page. You don't have to track too many things. Keep it simple, keep it easy for yourself, and just track 1 to 2. Okay, so I made my skipping very visible with a cute little framing. So the next thing I want to do is create my running to-do list. For this one, I might pop it on this side of the page. You know, a lot of the times, change things up. Making those small tweaks in your planner setup can be the thing that, moves you from being stuck or stale in your planning. Okay, and then this one is this side. Okay, so if you do have a Hobonichi weeks like I do, the start of this box is from 3:30 to 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. Okay, so if you want to follow along the size. And then I like to round off the bottom corner so it looks like this little box is lifting off the page. Let me just do it this way. It's much easier for me to see it on this side. So of course you can use a ruler if you want, but I like the hand drawn lines. All right, and then we're going to separate. So the running to-do list is based on the Alistair method, where you keep things on one list. That's your tasks and to-dos. So then you don't want it, spanning over a couple of pages, because then first of all, if you have to flip through, that can cause some overwhelm, having too many places to write your task. So let's have this as to-dos. We'll put, actually, let me first highlight this. Now the felt tip pen that I got given by one of my lovely plannerette Steph is a hand lettering felt tip pen, and it is waterproof and smudge proof. I don't have the packaging anymore, so then it's not gonna smudge or feather when you go and use other markers on top of it. I think it's good for watercoloring as well, although I haven't used it for that. Okay, so this side is going to be a column for your days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then here, do I dare? Look, I might leave it for a little bit. Hi, Victoria. Nice to see you. Happy Sunday. Happy Monday. Sunday for you. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. So we're just setting up my Hobonichi weeks calendar. So let me put, I think that should be dry now. To-dos. And tiny little S there. That'll do. To-dos. Okay. And then here will be my workout. So for 2026, Sabrina, hi. Nice to see you. Happy New Year. Woohoo. Let me see. Happy New Year. Fireworks for everybody. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. So for my movement, if we have time, I'll show you my Hobonichi weeks movement page. I'm keeping it starting small. So for me at the moment is not making too much of a big commitment. I'm going to do it this way so I have something to lean on. So if you're at the edge of your planner and you have nothing to lean on, you can either grab another planner like this, and then then that way you have something stable. So while you're drawing or writing, you have something, or of course you can turn the page around so it could be the other way. Ronnie Cat, nice to see you. Hello everyone. Happy New Year to you all as well. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to, like I said, for my workout, instead of setting myself up with too big a goal to begin with, the first thing I want to do for the first 2 weeks at least is just show up. You know, that could be the skipping, that could be getting myself outside for a walk, that could just be doing some stretches, or, you know, doing 5 squats or lifting 2 kilogram dumbbells. So the first thing is, if you are trying to build a new habit or get better at a habit that want to be more effective as, make things simple and easy for you to achieve. So then that way you are clocking in some wins instead of, you know, if you're like me, because one of the things is I get so gung-ho, work out, so gung-ho. I set myself with big, you know, habits and big, what you call this, goals, that I'm great at it for the first week and then fall off the wagon, you know, after that. So here, as you can see, for last week's was just, did I show up? Yes or no? Did I do any type of movement? Yes or no? So then that's it. So I did yes, even though it was just a 10-minute walk or 10 squats or whatever it is. Let me just, I'm talking and highlighting at the same time. So that's just, you know, because I used to worry in the past that, oh, I can't go and, you know, write down that I did a workout because it was only 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to give myself is, did I show up? Did I keep the promise to myself of just showing up, even if it's the smallest thing? All right. So if you go, maybe if you're, you know, your goal for the beginning of 2026 is to not eat as much junk food. So instead of not having any junk food or having any sweets at all in the house, maybe instead of having 4 packets of chips that you purchase, you know, maybe only have 2, or, you know, so don't make it too hard on yourself when you are starting new with a habit, because let me tell you, that's how I used to start every new month. That's how I used to start every new year. So the stats and studies show that those who create New Year's resolution, you know, by beginning of February, they, you know, they've given up because they set themselves too high a goal to begin with, especially if they haven't been, you know, as successful with it in the past. Okay, so now this one here, I'm going to have that as my things for notes. So then I'm just going to go and highlight every second line. Okay, and then highlight every second column of the grid. So then that ties back into this little checked. I can see here that that's not sitting flat, so I'll fix that later. So straight away, a plain grid page has now been transformed into something colorful. Look at that. It's so nice. So then when you turn to your page and you're planning, it's something pretty, you know, something you can enjoy looking at. Now for this one, it's going to be my focus area. So what am I doing here? I'm just going to use my pencil first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there. And highlight 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's for my days of the week. This week, So let me set this up first. So for those of you new to my channel and going, what are you making, Mariane, this week? This is sort of like a little frame or box of my 7 key areas of focus. So based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life methodology, he says you should be doing small routines and habits in 7 key areas of focus. So that's mental, physical, spiritual, family, finance, career, and social. Okay, so if you don't have to do habits and routines for each and every day for all of them all of the time, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but if you start to go and wonder, oh, my finances, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, wait 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, my finances, I'm spending too much, or I'm not paying down my debt, or I've lost contact with friends, or my house is a mess, or my mind is cluttered and I'm getting anxious. Find small habits and routines in each area that you can sustain. Again, don't make big brash goals that you can't even sustain. So here I'm just creating a little box graph. Let me just, and I'll show you how I use this. So let me set it up first. Hello, B fam. Let us know what your first name is. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I know something's been funny going on with with YouTube and the people's handle names last week. Okay, so what did I write? Last week. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now I've got to try and squeeze in this title last week, and then what's this one? Focus areas. Okay, so I give myself, now do I do all of these habits all the time? No, but it's a good reminder to have it there. So then if you go, ooh, my finances is, I haven't been keeping an eye on my spending, or my health isn't at its best physically, then adding movement to your day. Or if your place is a mess, tidying up, doing some small 5-minute tidy ups, because our brain wants to keep us safe. Okay, so when it sees mess or clutter, it starts to ask itself, why are things not in its place? What is going on? Is there a threat? And so what it does, it can hijack your amygdala. So that's your fight, flight, or freeze portion of your brain that says, hey, things are a mess. There must be danger. Someone must have moved it. And you're always in constant panic or stress, even though there's no real threat. Our brain reads it because it's trying to protect us, okay? So if you go, why am I cranky all the time? Like I have been, in most of 2025. Why am I triggered all the time? Oh, it's because my place is, a mess. Things are all over the place. My dining table is not clear of laundry. My floor has got so much junk on it. My walking pad has the, boxes and boxes. So those are the things that could actually be setting your amygdala, which is your fight, flight, or freeze. Now I'm just going to take my Tombow jeweled brush pen, a very light gray N95, and so for each of these little boxes I'm just going to create some shadow underneath the box and to the right of it, just to give it that effect that it is lifting off the page, or it's just sitting on top of the page. It's very subtle, but it just creates that sort of like little extra dimension. So of course I'm doing double layering here. Of course you can get a darker gray, but the other dark gray I have is too dark, and so I don't want to use that. So I just layer it on twice, and then straight away it just looks like these boxes are lifting off the page. Look at that. Woohoo! I'm very happy with that one. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, so again from plain to that, and then we have last week's. So let's have a look. So this portion of my weekly spread is for the 7 key areas of focus based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life. So I've got the focus areas, so meditate, movement, tidy up, do my top priorities, learn or read, connect with loved ones, so whether that's a DM, FaceTime or text, and then expenses. And so last week I have this little bar graph that I'll fill in, and then this week, so if I did I meditated today, I'll put a little X on the Monday. Okay, but this one here, I'm going to use some of my color coding. So let's have a look. Green for meditate. So what I do is I fill in this little bar graph. Again, is a little visual. Sorry everyone. A little visual to signal to myself that maybe if there's certain areas that I may have neglected last week, and if it's important and it matters to me this week, maybe I'll make sure to make that, a focus. So did I meditate last week? Let's have a look. I meditated 1, 2, 3, 4 times out of 7. So I'm going to see, I created a little box here, there, and then it's got this a 7 little box grid. So 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can color that in. Okay, so then if let's say I only meditated once or twice last week, and then maybe my mind was I was quite anxious, or I had doubts or limiting beliefs, or I don't want to, sort of like a low point, then I could go, oh, okay, I only meditated last week, so maybe that might be, this week, if I meditate and just concentrate on my breathing techniques to help me focus, once I've acknowledged I'm not feeling good about myself and something to focus on, maybe this week that's of a high priority. So this is a great visual for me to say, hey, how did last week go? What can you do this week to help yourself be in a better frame of mind? Fantasy Chic, hello, nice to see you. I love the color palette. Yes, so just all my lilacs and purples, and so just keeping it simple for the first, first full week of January. And so that's how we're just gonna do gentle planning. Take away the pressure of having to have everything perfect just because it's the new year. All right, movement. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did only half, as in I got myself outside for a walk, but it wasn't an intentional sort of like walk that got my heart rate up. So I still got myself outside for a walk, but I'm just counting it as half workout. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 full days, 5.5. So I've got my, these color coding are just colors that make sense to me. So you can pick whatever color coding you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5.5. Okay, so I'm going to highlight I moved 5.5 times out of 7 last week. And then for my tidy up, so 2 days. So let me highlight that. So if, let's say, you know, I was a cranky mum last week, and then I don't know why, and then I go, oh, well, my place is a mess. Things are everywhere. I'm tripping over things. My sewing table is full of clutter. Maybe that's the thing that made me cranky. So these just are visuals to help you go and figure out what is it that you can do for yourself this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it that you can do for yourself this week that it will make you feel better? And this is what Zig Ziglar talks about, how doing something small in 7 key areas of focus will help your overall well-being. Okay, so I only read my book and read something once, so I'm just going to pop that. So let's say, learning or reading is a top priority for me this week, and I only did it 1 day last week. It points to me visually that says, hey Marianne, you said you want to keep your mind active, and you only read your book once last week. Maybe plan intentionally time for yourself to have half an hour or read 5 pages of your novel or things like that. So that's what this colorful bar graph will signal to me. Now, did I connect? Yes, I connected with loved ones last week because, of course, with the new year and lots of birthday wishes, I did lots of connecting. Now, expenses, I only tracked our expenses. What color did I use for my expenses? See, I haven't been tracking my expenses for so long, I forgot what color I used for it 2 times. Okay, so I need to make sure. So for that one, yes, tracking our expenses is of a high priority. So I need to make sure whatever I need to do to plan for it, write it down again and again in my planner or my daily page to say, hey, let's go track our expenses, because last week we only did it twice. Let's see who's here. It's Lydia. Hello Lydia, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being. How are you? Very, very good indeed. Great, glad you are here. Oh, you two know each other. I love that you have friends coming over as well. Okay, so that's how I use my 7 key areas of focus. Now, if you have purchased my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable for A5, it does exactly the same things that Wellbeing Planner spread. Write down 7 habits in the focus areas. This one, so it's not a wheel, but it's a little bar graph, and then this is where I'm going to fill in whether I have completed these habits and routine. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see what else we can put on the weekly spread. Okay, so the other thing I like to put on here is the weather, because, especially if you work outside of the home, and, whether you're driving or catching a public transport, it's important to note the weather so then you can be prepared. Because if it's going to be cold, you want to make sure you have a jumper or beanie or mittens, or if it's going to rain, that you, let me just quickly, I'm just looking at the weather app on my Apple Watch. So today is cloudy. So again, these are stickers, weather icon stickers from Square Lime Design. I'm just going, how did I do it here? I'm just going to put that there. And then, so now for us, because we're at the moment all on holidays, or like the boys are, and so there's no homeschooling until next week. Oh no, we're going to get back into our homeschooling probably on the 26th of January. So our homeschool is on holidays, and so at the moment, you know, the weather we're all just staying home. But normally Zach, my youngest one, who's on the autism spectrum, they like to go on their, you know, daily adventures or little excursions. So it's important we get to know what the weather is like, so then we're planning ahead. Now he has sensory processing. Yes, Victoria says weather tracking is also very useful for health and food info for doctors when tracking symptoms of pain. There you go. Very important for those of you that might have symptoms that, you know, stops you from doing, you know, your normal day-to-day. So there you go. Weather is also great to help for health and food, and to also give those information for your doctor. So on 20 to 27. So these are in degrees Celsius. The other thing, actually, while I'm thinking of it, I want to make the date stand out. So I'm just going to use my brush tip marker to just go over, because then when I highlight it over it, it muted those numbers. Okay, so let's have a look. So just tracing over the number that's already there, and then again it'll balance things out. Oh, and then so my youngest son also has sensory processing needs. So when it's he doesn't like the rain, not so much, well, probably also, you know, the rain falling on his skin, 20 to 32, but he doesn't like the storm because, of course, with his you know, it can cause a lot of loud noises, and so we want to make sure if a storm is coming that, you know, we have to prepare or change plans for him. 21 to 33, because yeah, if he's out and about, and he has a knack for knowing when the rain and the weather is coming, so he, you know, he gets really rattled, and of course his anxiety will flare up, and, you know, spending 10 minutes outside with his unable to manage his 20. Oh my goodness, Friday is going to be very hot, 23 to 38 degrees Celsius. Whew. And then yeah, so as a 10-minute of rain can cause him meltdown for, you know, 2 to 3 hours. So did I do that right? No. So of course these weather forecasts may not all, you know, all be correct, but it helps us plan. It helps us plan our day, because yeah, I don't want my young one, he turned 17 on the 30th of December. What am I trying to do here? I think I'm getting Friday. It's all very windy over the weekend. Yeah, even that, the wind, you know, with lots of like little leaves flying about, and again that's going to affect his sensory processing. So we either try and keep indoors and do some indoor activities. So these little what do you call this, weather stickers, I customized it to size. I think it was Saturday that was, let's have a look. Sunday is cloudy, so let's pop that there. And 21 to 25. Saturdays, come on, 23 to 38. Friday is 21 to 32. Let's just have a look. I don't have any of the white mark out, so I've got to use the cream colored, but that's all right, it blends in nicely. Friday is 21 to 32, 21 to 32, and then 21 to 33. Okay, so there's my weather forecast. So what I did is I just printed it, my little sticker, printed it on sticker back paper, and then made them tiny, like smaller squares so I can fit a lot in, folded it in half, got a nice little cardstock and just stapled it together. So then I have a nice little weather sticker, tiny little notebook. All right, where are we? How are we all going? Okay, let's have a look. Grab some water. Okay, next, then here I use this section of my weekly spread for, you know, known events. So if anything's coming up or any meetings or anything like that, I know what's going on. Let me just clean up as I go. Let me just go. I might still need those ones. I may not need that one. Okay. So always good to clean up. Let's see. Let's pop you on here so you can see how I'm cleaning up. So put things, finding places for your things. Again, remember we talked about your environment being nice and clean and tidy. Okay, so normally this would live over here and this one will live over there, and so I have a nice clear space for my planning, and then I'll move that, and if I need to go and type stuff, I have that here. So these are things where, you know, have things visible. So if I'm always, you know, if I have my planners further away from me, or you know, it's out of reach, then that's going to make it difficult to, you know, plan or know what I plan for the day if it's out of sight. So let me just pop that. So I'll probably need all of these markers again, but I always like to, for the next section, just make sure my space is tidy, because then it's signaling to my brain, okay, let's, you know, everything's nice and clear. Let's keep going. So here I'm going to fill this out with the known events. So I'm going to reach for my calendar. So here we are, the 5th. So of course we have our 5 a.m. YouTube live. So let me write that down. And then I think I'm going to use my purple to go. Now it's not necessary to be, you know, creating these dashed lines, but what I've found, this, if you are, you know, not into meditation or breathing techniques, doing these dashed lines is a great form of mindfulness, because it's slowing you down. Okay, and then here we've got a payment coming through. So if you ever go, oh, you know, I'm forever go on the go, creating these little dash lines around your top priority or any events or meetings coming up. Now you can reserve, you know, doing your dash borders throughout the week. Room tour. I love seeing all things organized. Yeah, so it's, you know, this is the, I think it's called Scadus IKEA pegboard. I actually did buy some more little storage things for it, because we went to IKEA on, when did we go to IKEA? Friday. And there's some new stuff that I can add on. So I want to, let me see, I don't think I can show it here. So on the other side, let me see if I can do this. I always, like to, let's go play with our camera. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, let's see if this will work, everybody. So which way is the remote control? Okay, let's have a look. Whoop, rather, let's do it this way. So on my other side here, so this, behind this computer is another IKEA desk. And so at the moment I have, so I think you can see very, very faintly see my paper trimmer, but I want to go and move my sewing table to that because I want to get back at sewing. So I do have a spare of the a bigger size pegboard that I want to put so it's the same size as this IKEA table. I want to put that pegboard on the back of it, so then I could put my all of my sewing stuff. And then if I do want to show make a video of me sewing something, I can just may either get my iPhone camera overhead instead of moving all my other cameras around, and then have a show and tell of whatever sewing project I have. But yeah, so that table behind this monitor is another one of this, but at the moment it's full of junk. All right, so a lot of junk stuff there. So that's my little tour. And then I've got there another of the IKEA pegboard that has all of my washi tape and all my other markers and highlighters that I don't use as often. Okay, so there's a little tour. But yeah, I need to do a little video of my studio tour so you can see this. My space is actually quite small. It's shared space. I've got the dining, so this is an open area in our small flat. So the dining table is just behind the camera, and the other side of the wall is our homeschooling area. Okay, so let's get back into it. Where was I? Oh yes, so I'm doing the known events that's coming up for the week. I need to do my podcast. So I've just started back up with doing, short podcasts, just reminders midweek, so a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed by Wednesday, Thursday podcast episode 2. And sometimes we just need that someone, which will be me. If you, if you subscribe to my channel. So if you haven't yet subscribed, this is your chance to subscribe. Okay, so there we go. Subscribe. Okay, so subscribe. So sometimes it's just that little bit of reminder to tell us we are doing okay. If we don't get everything done on our to-do list, as long as we have looked after ourselves, that is enough. Sometimes we compare ourselves to all the things we see on Instagram or Pinterest. I need to do my newsletter for the week. Where is the green one? So if you subscribe to my email newsletter, sometimes I'm a little bit late with my newsletter. Again, it's okay. Okay, I don't have to be perfect all the time. Okay, so let's have a look. So if you ever forget things coming up, highlighting them in this manner will just, help you prepare for the week. And again, writing things down means you don't have to go and remember. And then ChatGPT, need to pay for that. Okay, ChatGPT. So yeah, is my music on? Is my music on? I think it is. I read somewhere on Threads, someone had said, oh, I wish there were just videos of people setting up their planner and just keeping each other company. And I'm going, hey, that's me. Okay, and then on Sunday, I have my weekly brain dump for my members. So if you want, like yesterday, if you haven't watched my monthly brain dump live stream, you can watch that. But every week I also do a 30-minute to 45-minute where very little talking. And so if you want to check that out, there is I think it's right underneath here, the join button. So if you click on that, it'll tell you what the membership is all about. And I am thinking later as well, another level of membership for sort of more behind the scenes, all my art and crafty stuff. And so that's not maybe planner related, because sometimes if you put on YouTube things that are not or it's outside of what your niche or what you normally show, it can sort of like punish you, or not punish you in a bad way, but it'll confuse the algorithm, because it'll say, oh, why are you let's say a cooking, why are you showing a cooking content when you're not a cooking channel? And so it just but then I want to showcase that because it's me, it's the things that I do, not the cooking but other crafty stuff. Okay, so what I did is the Tombow 620, I think, is that the one that I was using? Okay, I just went and did the shadow underneath. Now I think those are my known events for this week, from the 5th to the 11th, but then there'll be other things that I will add on when I look at my Google Calendar, because I'm now using Google Calendar as well for things that I don't need to write over and over, but it's a great reminder that, oh, let's pop that down there. Okay, so that is my weekly spread. Now, of course, if you need to jump off, make sure to come back later, because I'm going to keep going, because I have more pages to set up for my week. Or put me on in the background if you're doing some cleanup or things like that. Oops, why is that? Okay, now, so that's my weekly spread. And then let me just quickly show you the rest of the things that's in my Hobonichi. So I've got my Wheel of Life goals tracker. Like I said, I'm only focusing on 3 main things. So of course, if there's mental, like reading or learning, or for family stuff, or career and social, but my main focus, at least for the next month or next 3 months, is my movement, because I want to lose a little bit of weight so I can fit into my clothes and I can feel better about myself when I look at myself in the mirror. Meditate, because it's important that I keep my mental well-being supported, because I do get quite anxious even when nothing's wrong. So that's just, I know now to embrace that. That's part of me. That's something that's going to come up and hit me just whatever time of the day. So meditation is one of those practices that has helped me acknowledge how I feel, and then focus on my breathing to not go into a spiral and stop myself from being my best self because I'm doubting what I'm doing, or I'm thinking I'm not good enough. And then the other one is track our expenses. So the Wheel of Life printable, as well as the habit tracker, I have it in the shop. at mariannecresp.com. I think it should be linked as well in the description. And so I just print it on normal paper, I glue it, or I wash it, tape it down. So this was my December habit tracker because there was a spare page. So on the Hobonichi, the first page is a blank. Before the first day of the month is a blank page, so that I'm using that as a place to put my habit tracker. So if you also want to start habit tracking and you are using Hobonichi, or even of course an A5 planner or Happy Planner Classic, you can create or print out a habit tracker for yourself. And then for the daily pages, because I do use the Hobonichi original for my daily planning, I am using this for journaling. So I want to get better at journaling, whether there's prompts in the morning that, whether it's a win or what am I excited about, or just random thoughts. I want to use the daily pages for journaling. So here, first day of the month, one thing I'm excited about, and I even wrote a note to myself so I can read this back at the end of the year. I think I saw that I think Amanda Rach Lee and some other planners out there write themselves a note, and so just an encouragement for myself, for my future self, to see how far I've come along. So note to myself, and just a little picture that I printed on my HP Sprocket. Now I didn't get to journal on the 2nd of January, and I'm fine with that. So what I did is I just created a printable with my word of, I won't say word of the year, but at least the word that's going to ground me, just to be steady, to keep steady, not working, not doing big grand gestures or making big plans that, I may not achieve, and then I'll get down on myself, and then I'll go into a spiral. Steady means whatever I'm doing, I can still maintain it even on my low days, even on my low points. And then just some other things to word of encouragement: take your time, gentle pace, stay balanced, I'm doing my best, you are enough, trust the process, and one step at a time. And then of course my birthday, so this is, it's in my Amazon storefront. This is not a sponsored post. I've had this since 2017 during my bullet journal days. And so I think I purchased it because we were going on a family holiday and I wanted to do some memory keeping. So just printed some photos from my birthday and birthday lunch with my boys, and then just some little notes there. And then yesterday, wrote goals, and I haven't done my gratitude or my win for the day, or some afternoon reflection. So that's how I'm using my daily pages in my Hobonichi cousin. And then at the back, I also have created and printed a future log. So anything that's coming up, because I don't plan ahead of time, and so I don't want to write down anything in my calendar or in my weeks, I put it on a future log. So it's got the days, what do you call it? Initials of the months of the year. And so if anything comes up, let's say I have a party to go to in March, I will not put a dot and then put the date and then what it is. So then when I'm planning for March, all I got to do is have a look at my future log, look at everything that's under March. So there's one there, it's our 18th year anniversary. I will note that down, and that's how I park any future events that I don't want to write yet in my calendar or my planner pages. Okay, so that is the Hobonichi cousin planning. All right, so let me put that away. The next one I'm going to plan in is my Hobonichi weeks. Okay, so I have this hardcover, the dotted version with the cover on cover. And then originally I had a traveler's notebook, but you know, over in 2024 and even in 2025, I had purchased Hobonichi Weeks and I never finished them. So what I did is I just took off all the pages that I had written in, I just ripped them out, and then I glued these pages together so then I can reuse it and I don't have to buy new planners. And that's the same with this one. So this is sort of like a soft faux leather cover. It had 2024, and I again just got some Happy Planner classic Happy Planner stickers and different stickers on there. So then that way I've just covered it. So this is for my mood log and this is for my workout log. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so you can come back if you have to go, let me know and we can catch up on the replay. But what I'll do is I'll set up January 5th to January 11th in my Hobonichi. I'll use this one, Hobonichi Weeks, because everyone's still asleep, so I might as well go and keep going. So how am I going to do this? Okay, so I'm going to use the same washi tapes, so then to continue the same theme. Now this one is the English version, but I don't really pay much attention to the quotes at the bottom, although I should, but I just cover it up because embellishing my pages with these washi tapes, I'm trying to keep it straight against the edge. Okay, same thing. I created, this is just a cardstock cut to size and added a little tab. So this week, and then the back I just added stickers. So this is just my page holder. I think this, yeah, so I don't know. Oh yes, the Hobonichi Weeks does have a bookmark, but I don't use it because I just use my little page marker. Is the music still on? Yes. So do you have a separate planner for your journaling? Let me know. Or is everything in one? Or are you going to start journaling as well like me in the new year? So it's just nice. It's nice because I used to have, you know, the D diary back when I was I got itchy nose, sorry. Back you know, when I was a teenager or my late teens, or you know, those times where the unrequited love from the boy at school, and so my Dear Diary was my place to write down my feelings. So even at a young age, you know, I had been writing down my feelings. Maybe that's one of the ways that I coped with my, you know, my little young anxious mind at the time. Now it's just older anxious mind. All right, let's have a look. Irene says, I tried wooden rubber stamping in my planner today for the first time. I love it. Yes, I want to start because I've got these little stamps, all these things that I purchased back in my Bujo days. So yeah, that's good. I love that. So yeah, I want to do some more stampings as well. So this one, what I'm going to do is, because the top part of the Hobonichi Weeks is a lot narrower, I'm just going to go and tear our this washi tape in half. So you know, the jagged edge is gives a nice little effect. It creases it up a bit, but that's okay once it's laid down. So let me just go and line this up. There we go. Yeah, so 2026 is a year where I'm just going to take it easy. You know, not put too much pressure on myself, because I've found that the more pressure, the more stressed I get, I actually stop myself from performing my best, because whether I'm comparing myself to other accounts on whether YouTube or Instagram, I'm just going to go at my own pace. My niche, which is planning. I mean, of course, there are people that have gone viral and whatever videos they have, but slow and steady also still wins the race, right? Okay, so let's have a look. Now I want to go and use this, and then I'll just highlight that bit there. So again, continuing the same theme as I had with my Hobonichi cousin. All right, so the way I use this Hobonichi Weeks is for my mood log. So like I said, because now I have embraced that I get, let me just remove that, I get quite anxious, and it'll just strike. Weather, of course, too, that it's going to be more prominent during my perimenopause journey, because, with hormones changing, it's unknown what mood I can be in. So even as if I do these sort of things like meditating, looking after myself, self-care, movement, because of the changes in hormones, and from just the very very little things I have read or found out with regards to the perimenopausal journey, is I didn't know this until recently, that actually women or girls are born with a set number of eggs, right? The eggs in our system, in our reproductive system. Okay, so then it's, I'm just measuring 2 centimeters here, because that's where I'm going to go and do my line. So and then of course through so perimenopause, let's say menopause or postmenopause is when you don't have your period for a full 365 days, because that means there is no more eggs in your ovaries in your system, in your body. Okay, so and then that's why for a lot of older women who get pregnant in their older age can sometimes have multiple births, because the body is now going, oh, we don't have many eggs left, so let's try and release more. And so sometimes the women in their 30s or 40s that conceive naturally may have multiple like twins or triplets, because your body is releasing or more eggs to try and because our body's meant for reproduction. And so so with the perimenopause, our hormones are up and down. And so I might be having a great day right now, and then I'll come off, and at 10 o'clock I might lose my mind, and I might go off at my husband or my children, because my freaking hormones are all over the place. Okay, so I'm just drawing up my borders. Again, is it necessary? No, nothing is necessary. Doesn't have to be. You don't have to have, pretty planner pages. But if you're like me, and I'm thinking you are, if you're here, you love stationery, you love markers, you love colorful pens. This is part of this is your hobby. This is the things that bring you joy. Okay? And so if you ever find yourself, getting anxious, stop and go have a look at your planner and go, what little embellishment can I add on my planner page today? Do you need to do some dash lines just to keep your mind on so mindfulness, again, that word had been, floating about in my own vocabulary, but, probably a year or so ago, I didn't really understand it apart from it's supposed to be good. It's, mindfulness versus mindless activity, okay? So mindfulness just means bringing your attention or focus to the now. So instead of being stuck in your head, swirling with those anxious, low thoughts that can, stop you at your tracks and make you freeze and sit on the couch, doom scrolling or eating, junk food, or not getting out of bed, or not showering for days, and you're just feeling like, you want to give up. Find something that brings you joy. And it was only probably after I had I had a mental breakdown, February of 2023, where I was at my lowest point. And then it wasn't until after that I actually, like I had been planning, I'd been using my planner, but more so for productivity, for my tasks, for my to-dos, for my bills to pay. And it wasn't after my little mental breakdown that I saw my planning and my embellishment as a form of self-care, as a way to slow me down, get me out of my own head, and doing things I enjoy. And so that is why my word for the year, so I don't normally do word of the year, but through my own learning of my own self and how I managed and dealt with 2025 and the challenges it brought. And it wasn't all challenging, it wasn't all hard things. There were lots of beautiful moments that, as a recovering perfectionist or wanting to have everything perfect or comparing myself to others, that I found, I would set such high goals for myself that I think that to be successful, wins have to be big, big promotion, big money, big house, lots of friends, big holidays, big dinners, big get-togethers. And then, of course, if I didn't have those, I felt less than. I felt like I was falling behind. I felt like I wasn't any good. When I know I am good. I know I can do great things. But when you're stuck in your own head and it feels like there's no way out, it can get quite difficult. So I look at my planning as, there are people who golf, there are people who garden, there are people who sew. That's why I want to add more creativity back into my days, and not just look at things, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, look at things that, to make money, Now, I am the main breadwinner of our house because I have asked my husband for help. So I was doing the homeschooling of my youngest son, Zach, who's on the autism spectrum, from 2019 to 2023, when I wasn't coping. You know, I had to help him manage his own things. And when I wasn't managing mine, I wasn't looking after myself. So I asked for help. So my husband's the one doing the homeschooling. And I said, you know, let's give this content creation thing a try. You know, it's I need to make more money. So then, you know, because money doesn't solve everything, but it makes things a little bit easier, you know, when you're not having to worry about where money's going to come from to pay your bills, to pay the grocery. So, but for 2026, I'm going to enjoy the journey. Not to say that I'm not panicking, but I'm panicking less. All right, so here I have my mood, what do you call this, mood graph, because it's nice to, again, see my mood, see patterns. So far, it's been in good and great, and I think this time was when I had accepted that, you know, before November, end of November, or after end of November, I accepted that my anxious thoughts are part of me. It's, you know, part of my day-to-day. So instead of pushing it away or trying to fight it, I just know it's here. But what is it that I can do for myself that will help keep those self-doubt at bay? Let's have a look. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I hope you're enjoying hanging out with me, because, you know, sometimes you just need to hear someone else say what maybe you're feeling or thinking, that you are enough. You're doing enough, okay? Sometimes us women are so hard on ourselves. We put so much pressure on ourselves to go, go, go. Because, you know, that's what society told us. Hey, if you want to work outside of the home, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Is that right? And also raise a family, you have to multitask. We're not supposed to multitask. We're only supposed to focus at one thing at a time. And, you know, for us women, multitasking felt like a badge of honor. That, hey, look at all the different things I can do all at the same time. And it's like, no. We're supposed to do only one thing at a time. And that's where our burnout, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's how our burnout comes in. True, right. Yes, Sabrina, true. Okay. Important that we are looking after ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little sticker at the bottom. Let's look for some, if I have any pinks. Irene, yes, Irene. Irene's one of the OGs from, if not from the beginning of my live streaming days. Do I want that one? No, I don't want work on my, so much love and support from this community. And I think that's what has enabled me to turn up, not just for my community, but for myself, you know. Before I can provide you, my wonderful plannerettes with content, I have to make sure that I am looking after myself. And I think I've been doing that. I've been doing that quite well. Much better than you know, previous years. I will leave it at that. Okay. So, how do I use this page? Here, I will add stickers. So these are Kina print stickers, and this character is Lola, because look, she has black hair like me, and she has a fringe when I did have a fringe. So I will pick whatever sticker fits my mood in the morning, or sometimes I don't do my mood logging in the morning. See, this was afternoon, 11, 10, in the evening, 6:42. So there's no set rules, right? Morning, even though it's more mood log in the morning. So I'll put a sticker down. I will write in this section here how I feel and why I feel that way, because acknowledging how I feel will put me in a better position to respond to my day rather than react. So if I know in the morning, you know, feeling tired, feeling cranky, maybe woke up on the wrong side of the bed, then I can then, you know, be kind to myself and not put too much pressure on myself. So if I had, let's say, 10 things that I had written on my to-do list, and then I'm feeling cranky, or I'm feeling low, or I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling frustrated, I can say to myself and respond, Marianne, this morning you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. You're feeling a little bit delicate. So let us see if how we can help ourselves to not put any more pressure on the day. So if you can only do 1 to 2 things, that is enough, okay? Because what will happen is if we push through and we don't acknowledge how we're feeling, then, you know, the messy kitchen or the socks or towels on the floor could set you off, and you may say something that you don't mean. Poor hubby, sometimes I can get nasty. I can be a nasty wife or a mean mum sometimes when I am when my mood is low or I didn't get enough sleep. So if you wake up feeling tired and cranky, you write that down. How do I feel? Cranky. Why? Because I didn't get enough sleep, or I'm worrying about something. And then this section here, I will write, what can I do to make myself feel better? So of course, if you wake up happy, excited, you know, what else can make the day keep going if it's a good day or a good start to the day? So here I'm just penciling in the lines, so then that way I can write nice and straight, because this side of the Hobonichi weeks is blank, although you can see the ghosting of the grid behind it. But once I have written down my mood or whatever I wrote down from the page before, sometimes that can I can write, instead of following it, I might write beneath it. So I just like to have a little bit. Let's put some different music on. I can so this just helps. Again, this writing down the line, you know, is a little form of meditation. So meditation doesn't mean the crossing your legs and the okay, that's what I thought it was to begin with, but it's just a practice. Okay, so if we can think of practice like riding a bike, right? A new skill is giving yourself something to focus on. So whether that's breathing. All right, so there we go. So it's looking plain at the moment because I haven't written, but this is how it looks. Okay, so I think I had a good day yesterday. So let me mark that down. So I use a little color code system. So like a 5-point or 5 score. Again, that doesn't mean I had a happy day all day, or I had a sad day or an anxious day, whatever my mood is. So this is the mood at the end of the day. So I write down how I feel at the beginning, and this graph is for how I felt majority of the time for that day. And so that's how I use my weekly spread in this Hobonichi weeks. And then the future log, I then also write down and use the fine tip end of my Koretake Z Clean Color Dot marker, and I just color it in. Okay, so then I'll be able to start seeing patterns. So as well, if you see a therapist, so when I saw a therapist, I think this was 2016, 2017, 2018. If you need to go and note down the mood, if whatever, therapy that they helped you or gave you to cope with whatever you're going through, noting down your mood gives you an indication of the progress you're making. Or if you need to go, again, as part of your, if you visit your doctor to help you with your general health care, your mood is also, just like the weather was, a good indication of how your day is going or how your mood is. And also a great way to see patterns. What I might do with this one is, it's like take an average, because I'm a bit of a nerd. I love, doing little stats and things like that. I might give my great a 5 mark, a good 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just add this up. So it'll be 4 plus 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 5, and then divide it by 31 days, and then make maybe, just something to do. Another thing to add into my planner is then I'll go, all right, December on average was a good day. I mean, I could see that it's probably, a good day. But then if there's anything on here where I do have tense moment or sad moments, it's a great way for me to reflect. So that's how I will use the mood tracker, future log, and then the calendar, because I have already got calendar in my Hobonichi Cousin and in my weekly. I am using this, again, using my Lola stickers, just, what stood out for the day. So it's nice. Of course, there's Christmas. There we went to IKEA. It was my 51st birthday. Zach's 17th birthday. Had a brainstorming day. I had a sad, big teary day. But, if I look back at when I did do this in my Hobonichi 2024, Tuesdays were historically a very tense and anxious and sad day. So I can see my progress, that now I have put things in place to ensure that because I come from such a high of my Monday live streams, and then and then the next day is like, oh, okay, we got to get back into the swing of things. I'm just doing the day-to-day stuff, that sometimes my mood plummets and drops, and I could get sad and low. But I'm happy to say that finally my Tuesdays, and that is because I put things in place, because I knew patterns that would come up, that Tuesdays and Wednesdays normally, when I'm just doing behind the scene work and I'm not interacting with people, that I was getting quite low and down. But now that I go, all right, well, those days you get low. So what do you need to do? Go and interact, go connect with loved ones, do stuff that you love, you know. So I'm happy to say that that is such a big progress for me when it comes to my mood. Sabrina says, did you do a vision board, Marianne? What about anyone else? So I didn't do a vision board again. A lot of the things that I had found when this time of the year would come up, because we see so many things coming up on YouTube, coming up on Pinterest, vision board, big goal setting. I would do all of those and get so excited. All right, this is the year where I'm going to, do more of this, less of that. And so I create such a buzz and a hype for myself that if I didn't achieve it or I've fallen off the wagon, back then my brain would quickly snap into, well, told you, you were no good, you failed again. And so I had, for me personally, of course, I know how well vision boards work for others, but for me, because I am taking it steady pace, doing it step by step, just focusing on one, two, or three small goals and small actionable steps. I haven't done a vision board, although I did as you can see, I did the word board. You know, which way we're going? This way, right? I did the word. What words can help me stay grounded? So stay balanced, gentle pace, I am enough. So I did it this way. So rather than a vision, I did words. So that's, and I think I printed it a couple of times, and I also have it in my cousin original. Okay, so where is it? Where is it? So put it at the beginning. Okay, so steady, breathe, enough. So not a vision, but word board. Okay, so there, I did do one, but more things that's going to keep me grounded and reminders and positive reframing. So that's what I did. Okay, so I just I used ChatGPT, and I said, these are the things I want to bring into the new year. And again, this could change maybe once I've got myself steady and I'm not being hard on myself. Maybe in March I might do a vision board, or I might do new words like focus or momentum or whatever it is. So that is my word vision board. Okay, so Irene says, I would do a vision board, but my mind can't grasp the idea. So I actually, probably a couple of years back, when I was listening or watching Mel Robbins, they say with vision boards, don't put visions of the outcome. So let's say, for example, you want to climb Mount Everest. Okay, so this is just an example. So instead of putting a picture of Mount Everest, which is the outcome, which is the goal, which is the finish line, put visions of the things you need to do day in, day out to get to the goal. So, let's say for me, instead of putting skinny body for losing weight, because that's the outcome, or a weight scale, right, with whatever weight that I want to achieve. So instead, if you are going to create a vision board based on Mel Robbins' teaching that I saw a couple of years ago, is don't put visions of the outcome, right? So if you want to run a marathon, don't put the finish line, or don't put the medal, because that's the outcome, that's the end goal. What you want to go and put in is putting your shoes on, sweating, you at the gym doing the thing. So look for pictures or visions to help remind you of the reps that you got to do day in, day out. So if it's journaling, instead of, a peaceful, picture of a sunset to keep your mind at ease and balance, write down, a pen with the, go on Pinterest, or if you use Canva, look for images of the things you need to do day in, day out, or on a regular basis to get to your goal, your vision. Because a lot of the times, I'm just going to hang on a tick. I'm going to get a paper towel because I can feel my nose getting all runny. Is what happens is when you put a picture or a vision of the end goal, does that mean you stop working out? Does that mean you stop journaling? Does that mean you stop, doing your mindfulness and breathing and meditation? Or if you're a spiritual person, if you become, a kind person, and then you're kind, does that mean you stop reading your scripture or your Bible or whatever it is and stop being kind to your neighbor? Okay, so instead of, if you're going to do a vision, find pictures and images of the things you need to do to get to whatever your goal is. So if you want to get a promotion, all right, at work, instead of maybe money or the big offers or all that stuff, is maybe that you're going to, learn or network, meeting, handshaking people. So all the things you need to do on a day-to-day basis is what should go on your vision board to help remind you, because a lot of the times the things you need to do to get to your goal are the boring stuff. And I know I get bored. Okay, I love all setting up and creating vision boards, but once that's done, and then now it's like, the reality of, oh, I actually have to do the hard work. And then because if there's no reminder, then it's like, if I fall off the wagon, I feel like I failed. Okay, so I have my word. So I do have a board, my word, to keep me steady, to keep me balanced, to tell me I'm enough. What I'm doing is enough. I don't have to have, all the grand gestures of, but yeah. So what is it that you need to do day by day to become the person you want to be, that achieves the goal that you have set for yourself? Okay, so let's see what else. Drinking water, right? Being healthy might be a glass of water, a picture of glass of water. Boring, right? But you go, oh, I haven't drank my glass of water. That's part of your goal to be healthy. If you want to save up money or get out of debt, just putting coins, right? So those things, the little things, but yeah, that's from what Mel has, I read from Mel Robbins, is if you are going to create a vision board, don't put the end goal, don't put the finish line, don't put whatever the outcome is, but the things that you need to do on a regular basis that helps you get there. So what do they say? Don't focus on the destination, focus on the journey, the small step by step. Hope that helps. Good question, Sabrina. I love it when we all have these discussions and I can share what I have learnt. So, but yeah, so I've really kept it. I've kept the pressure off me, because I was thinking, oh, I should do, I see so many of the YouTube videos, do these things before you 2026, write these 10 goals. And I went, no, because I know I will, and then I'm going to be all excited, and then I'll be good for 1 week, and then I may miss a day, and then I feel like I've fallen behind already, and it's already, only 2 days in. So like with this one, okay? So I would have been upset with myself, past me, because I didn't, like I'm going, 2nd of January, I've already fallen off the wagon with daily journaling. But no, I didn't put pressure. So what I did is, let's use that page to do a word board, okay? Put pictures so you don't have to write. Like this one, I didn't do my gratitude journaling, so I'll look for something else to reflect on. Maybe write a poem, write a recipe, something, okay? Take the pressure off yourself, because studies have shown how we set up, we create, New Year's resolutions for ourselves. We're all excited for us planners. We've got the new planner. We've set them all up beautifully. We put stickers. We put blah blah blah, and then, you know, we're tired. We're sick. We fall off the wagon. We miss a day, and we suddenly all go, "See, I'm no good." Okay, so now let's have a look. Erica, hello, happy new year, plannerets, and a belated full moon in Cancer. Yes, happy new year. Hooray, 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 hooray. Okay, so I'll do my mood log once I get off, and probably it'll be a good morning. So this one, like I said, this was a 2024. I think I was in this, well, I'll show you how. I was in it for January, February, March, 3 months, and then I think, what did I use it for? I think I used this one for my content creation, and it didn't work. So I ripped out all the pages that I used, and then see, I've glued them together. See, I've glued them together, and then because of course this starts the month is not January, so I just covered it in black, put a white gel pen, and then, so this one, the way I'm using this Hobonichi Weeks is I'm just going to put, did I do any type of movement today? Yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. Because I walked outside, I did a skip for 100 skips, I worked out, walked, skip, did my strength. Very easy. These are like small, like 5 reps of my bicep curl with my 1 kilogram dumbbell, okay, or 5 squats, or wall push-ups, or high knees, or just marching on the spot, okay, because the goal that I have set for myself to be able to be healthy, maybe lose weight, fit into my clothes from now till the end of March, taking it easy, is first, because I know my pattern. And I know how in the past I signed up for gyms, I purchased, workouts, I purchased apps, that has, do these for 30 minutes, do these workouts for 45. I'll do it for a day or two, and then I'll get bored, or it's too hard, and then that's it, I give up. So for my workout is, here I have created, what is the goal? Morning movement. Every day, easy counts. Okay, so I think with this one, my thing here is I show up every morning. Do I show up every morning? No, but I try and catch up. So the way I'm using this one, the weekly, is on this. I've divided into 3. This is get outside and for 10 to 15 minute walk. And this one is, for the moment, 100 skips to help my cardio. So I didn't do it on that day, so I just cross it off. But if I see little green dots here, it means I have made some movement, and that's when I will say yes. All right, so I'm not hard on myself that go, because in the past I would think that a 5-minute workout or a 10-minute walk did not count as a movement or workout, because my mind was set for the last 10, 20 years that a workout needs to be sweating, you got to do cardio, you got to do HIIT, you got to, do it for 45 minutes, you got to do it for 60 minutes. But no, let me first show up, whatever capacity that is. Could be a 5-minute walk, it could just be getting outside, just getting a little bit of sunlight. So anytime I see a green, right, did I move? Yes. So that's a win. And I moved yesterday because I went out. And then on this side here, I'm just, I have written down, again, I don't have to write it down, but if I write it down, maybe there's more chance that I do them. So I have different strength steps. So here's strength day. So only 2 times a week for the first 4 weeks, okay? Chair squats, do 8 to 10 or however many I can manage. Body weight squats, standing calf raises. I actually did a standing calf raises, so lifting, off my heel while waiting for the bus the other day. So I was doing a workout even while I wasn't, outside. So because this planner is not the correct dates. I'm going to use the square lime design stickers that I purchased. So on Etsy, she has Hobonichi Weeks stickers that will fit these grids nicely. So here, this is the cloud. I might use, do I want to use ice cream? Do I want to use the ice cream? Or do I want to use the Polaroid? I think I might use the ice cream. Okay, let's use this ice cream. So again, I purchased the digital sticker version, and I think she only has the digital at the moment. I saw, I don't know how long ago, that she had said no physical stickers that she's selling, but the digital stickers are still there. Okay, so yes, if I could share a funny story, friends. Yesterday I was out and took all my planners in my tote purse, and let me tell you, it was too heavy. I have to rethink through the setup already. Yes, I did that too. I have I keep saying I'll have to do a video of all the planners I am using, at least for January. I'm not, so once I think I showed a video of you know, my planner stash, and then someone said, how can you use them all at the same time? It's like, I technically aren't using all of them all at the same time, because the mood log I only touch, you know, probably once or twice a day. But it's I've just grown, apart from, yeah, if you have to go and carry them with you, that might be, you might have to buy yourself a trolley. You know, one of those wheelie trolleys, wheelie bags. So then you can carry all of your bear with me, I gotta go and scratch my nose. But yeah, I what did I do for Christmas? Let me just make sure, go in my mirror, make sure nothing is on my nose. I think for Christmas, I thought maybe I'll bring my planner, might plant something on the on the train as I traveled to my brother's house. But no, I didn't. But here we go. Let's put this here. So so yes, you might have to hey, maybe Erica, maybe pop all your planners in 2 separate bags, and then that could be your weightlifting exercise. So that's fun. Okay, so here I've just got these cute little stickers. The color of this is probably a little bit muted from what my printer has printed out, because I purchased non-branded ink, and unfortunately it doesn't have the, you know, it's very muted printout, but that's okay. So funny, it's like, oh, you know, I'm trying to print as much as I can to get rid of the ink from the machine, but a lot of the worksheets that we're using for Zach and a homeschool, everything's being written down. Okay. Erica says, I'm starting to see how much my planners are like my fidget toys. They're helpful and aiding, but also truly bring me comfort. Yes, I actually purchased myself a fidget, a square, you know, this cube fidget, because I will get a little bit anxious. I gave it to Zach while we were on the train to go and go to my brother's house for Christmas, and then he's there going, oh, Mom, I broke it, because yeah, he loves to destroy things and pull things apart. And so I went, oh. So here, my sister-in-law actually bought him a box of fidget toys, so we'll just put one give one to him and one at a time. What am I trying to do, people? I'm trying to look for a pink. Let me see if this is going to be a good pink or if it's going to be too bright. That's going to be too bright. What about this pink? Let's see what about this pink. Maybe that pink is better. So this is a Muji gel pen. So yeah, I've been on 5, 6, 7, 2.5 hours already. But hey, this is what I will be doing anyway. And so, you know, if you wanna keep watching, fantastic. Watch me on replay, even better. Let's have a look. What am I trying to do? See, my brain's probably brain fogging now because my stomach is telling me I need to eat. Which way are we doing this? Let's do it this way. But I gotta set this up, or else if I don't set it up, I'm gonna. My nail got in the way. So might as well go in. Have you keep me company rather than doing it all on my own. Okay, let me concentrate on the lines. Okay, now of course, if you are liking the stream, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Okay, and share with your planner friends. Let them know. Okay. Yes. Just keeping them front of mind, you know, reminders for yourself. Whatever it is that will help ground you. So whatever word, as you can see, as you saw in mine, you know, few short reframing of like that I'm enough, whatever it is, or you know, if you whatever your goal is for the year, or if you're for the goal for the next month, or at least next 3 months or next quarter, what is it that can help you remind yourself that you are doing a great job? Okay, that it doesn't have to be perfect, that small actionable things done consistently and regularly all add up. Now the thing that I also have to remind myself is, you know, let's use the analogy of, you know, getting a flat stomach, right? Although for my age group, doing sit-ups is not enough anymore because of course the journey I'm going through with perimenopause and the body holding on to the fat in a different way that it used to. So I want to get a little bit, not yet, I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, but learn a little bit more about my nutrition and, you know, adding more protein into my diet, because protein, they say, is important. So, but one thing at a time. First, I've got to add movement, get myself outside for a walk, look after my heart, especially with my mild hypertension. But yeah, do a vision board and just cut them out, you know, print a few different sizes, Do you have, Sabrina, do you have Canva? You can get all these images, whether on Pinterest or Canva. You don't have to pay for Canva. I mean, there are some pictures might be only available for the paid version, but you can get. Where is the thing for this one? I can't see. Can't see where it is. Is that one? That one. I haven't tried Canva yet. Yeah, so you can just use the free version. But look, Pinterest is fine, or even just Google Images, right? So have a look, put it on Google search. The way I would do it, like old school, without all these different apps, is and because of course this is only, you know, very important that I do mention that, you know, if you are using images that is that's not yours, for personal use only. So if you know, because some people you may start wanting to make greeting cards or something like that, right? So it's important that if you are taking images from sources, that it is for personal use only. So January. Oh, look at that. What have I done? I've always used magazines. Yes, magazines. But since, of course, sometimes the only thing with magazines is, you know, it may not have all the images you would want to help support your vision board or your word board. Okay, Jan. What are we doing here? So this one is, let me just put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So January 5th to 11th, okay? So I will add all my workouts off screen. I'll probably just repeat this. So strength day A, and just 5 workouts or 5 movement, A, B, and then strength day, that should be C. Okay, and some just little word of encouragement at the bottom. So that's how I'm using. So this is an old Hobonichi weeks from 2024. I got rid of all the pages that I had written on, and because I didn't stick with it for a while, for, you know, the rest of the year, lots of pages. So this actually will carry me for my 12-week plan. Okay, so my 12-week goals of just looking at 12 weeks at a time. And then because I did purchase also this back in 2025 and again didn't use it, so then this will carry me for the next 12 or at least, yeah, another quarter. So I've got already, I don't have to buy any new planners for my workout. And then this cover, clear cover for the Hobonichi weeks, because these are just the thinner versions, and this one I have taken some pages out to fits nicely in there without it, you know, getting too bulky. And then I have the page keeper, so that helps keep it close. So that's that Hobonichi weeks. Let's have a look at what we've got. I would like a printable on for my planner. Yes, I would like a printable form. Let me know. Yeah, I'm not understanding properly what the comment, Irene, is. So then, because yeah, I'd hate to just go yeah whatever and not not understanding. Sabrina says that's right, limitations with magazines. So do you have a printer um, at home, Sabrina? If you do, yeah, just now of course the only thing is if you do print, well, no, vision board shouldn't, you won't be printing lots, but or what you can do if you want to be adventurous is go and do some little drawings. If you want to drink more water, draw a little glass of water of the vision for my, yes, that'll be good too. So have a printout of your vision board. Let me put this there. You do have a printer, fantastic. Yeah, so what I would do is grab yourself images from Google. Okay, right click, copy, open a Word document, right, just a blank one, paste it in there, and I think top right hand corner you can crop it, right? So just measure, if whatever your planner is, you might want a little, little picture. So measure, what size picture you want. Maybe it's a 40 millimeter by 40 millimeter, and then resize it. So different images, print it all on a letter size paper or A4, whatever is handy for you, and then just rearrange some of the images. If you want some images to stand out more, make it a little bit bigger. You can also type, words, so you don't have to look at Canva. You can go and choose different font, choose different color text, make some words big like I have, make some words, supporting words smaller, or you can just do hand lettering. So many different ways to, because I was going to think of doing this and do a hand, my own hand lettering, but again, didn't put that pressure on myself to make it all pretty layout balancing. So I went, let's just go look at Canva or look at ChatGPT to spit out an image of what we want. Okay, so the final one, I might just keep going for a little bit longer, although I am noticing my energy level is getting down, getting lower, because I am getting hungry and it's time for a break. So even if you are enjoying what you are doing, it is important to have a break, okay? So because don't wear yourself out, because then sometimes if we enjoy something too much and we don't take a break, our brain will go, oh, last time we did that, we didn't get a break. Oh, we may not want, we may not encourage ourselves to do that often. So too much of a good thing, it can also be detrimental to our mindfulness. So make sure we are having breaks. So let me just quickly, one final one, which is my Hobonichi original. Again, this one was a black cover that I had got these little stickers that I've just little different type of cameras, and then I just went and created my own collage of stickers. So that one has a sticker there, and then this one has many stickers, and so the theme works out really well. And then now I don't have a plain black cover. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. So now for this one, the future log is I want to go and note down my content creation. When did I go live? So let me put that today. What's that? Today is Monday. So I went live today. Okay, so boop. So this just gives me an indication, you know, if I've like maybe for my YouTube AdSense or my affiliate links, because remember, I'm the main breadwinner, so I have to make sure that I am creating content to be able to create income. Okay, so if I start to see maybe my views are getting lower or not enough engagement, so I'm going to go, oh, well, that's because Marianne, you haven't gone on live for a while, or you haven't created a video, or you haven't created a podcast. And this is just also a great encouragement for me to keep going if something is working well. So this one for members yesterday, for my my brain dump weekly members, I posted something on there. So there we go. I'm going to not pop that down. So it's just a good way for me. Also, these are great dopamine hits when I am going and clicking on stuff. All right, so Erica says the nice thing about Canva is you can add a spread each year and have a spot to go back to and reflect. Yes, and if you there are the free version and then the paid version. So there are some, you know, creators that create templates already. So some, of course, may not be free. You have to pay for the subscription. But there are some that may, you know, be free, and then you can change the images on there. So you can put in your own images of maybe your own shoes or your own workout area or your own active wear. So it doesn't always have to be, you know, pictures from others. So if you want to go for a walk, maybe take a picture of the route that you would normally walk, or if you go, there's a lovely park, maybe take a picture of the park. So yeah, so as Erica said, yeah, Canva, you can add a template or a spread that you can just interchange year in, year out. I think I saw someone pick photos on Pinterest, and Pinterest created a board for you. There you go. So there's so many different ways to create vision boards. Go old school and cut out magazines or photos or print photos, and or draw, doodle, write words, even maybe, you know, write down a nice letter to yourself. It doesn't have to be, you know, visually, but whatever works for you. And then, of course, there's the daily Hobonichi original calendar. So I put in my, you know, content creation events. There's my January. And the way I use my daily pages, okay, so each day you have a grid layout. So I am using this for my daily planning. So let's have a look. January. Okay, so there's, and here I've got these washi stickers or masking stickers, masking sticker box. This particular one I purchased from Daiso, but I couldn't find the exact same one in Amazon. But there are sticker books. Let me just show you. Where are we? Might do my stretch. Let's all get up and do our stretch. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Okay, so where are we? Here we go. Okay, so, you know, have a good use of the different cameras I have. All right, so then I just I went, and this is a washi tape holder from Daiso. And then these masking stickers, this particular one, so if you go into my Amazon storefront, so the link is in the description below, and I think this would be in under the stickers and glues ideas list. Okay, so each one has, I think there's 9 of them in a pack, and each one has 50 different images in these color different. So the orange, okay, oh, that's a pretty one. Okay, right, oh, that's a pretty one. So I will use that for my journaling as well. So, but these ones are a little bit bigger. So these, I think, come individually, again from Daiso. So they're a tiny little bit bigger. And because I love, when I purchased this from Daiso, I love them so much that I went, oh, let's have a look if I can get more. And then this is when I saw this. I think it's nine in a pack, and each one has, oh no, 10. It has to be 10. Yeah, each one has 50 individual different stickers. And then I use that. But that's how I just decorated the front page of the beginning of each month. And so I'm using, let me put this aside. I'm using, this is from an online store here in Australia. But if you just put on, you know, Google search for shopping, just put days of the week washi tape. So what I've done is I've just cut them individually. I've cut the excess and then just added them to the top: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then again, I did the weather icon. And then here to have my top priorities. So again, I remember how, for those of you that have hung around me for a while, write down 1, 2, or 3 top priorities. So if nothing else gets done in the day, if one of those things get done, then it's a win. Okay, so it's important that we say to ourselves that a win is not getting everything done that's on your to-do list. A win is if you get one thing done, you are enough, and that is enough. Because you might be sick, you might, you know, physically, mentally, or emotionally not feeling well. But having a border like this for your top priorities, so then you go, oh, if you're feeling behind, oh my God, oh, I haven't done anything at all today. Let me just quickly have a look at one of my top priorities and make sure that one of those top priorities, if not all of them, has to be you-centered, you know? So going outside for a walk, you know, having a creative break, playing with stickers, doing your sewing. So my daily page in my Hobonichi original is I use it for my top priorities. I couldn't find this anywhere. Again, it's not available anywhere that I could see. But if you just put, again, mood log or mood stamp, you might have something, you might find some similar ones. On Amazon, I found one that has like individual little stamps for each mood. But this one, I just use that. Whoop, whoop. And then I use my little VersaCraft individual pod stamp. And this one's running out of ink. Okay, and then I just add it to the bottom because this is now curved. I have to make sure I try and press. Yay! I did it. Okay, so that's for my this come in different colors as well. So VersaCraft, I couldn't find it. I think some people are selling this on Etsy. But yes, and the online stores that I purchased it from, the Australian websites. Let's have a look. What else is there? Oh, hello, Miss Jill. Hello, nice to see you. Beautiful production as always. Oh, Miss Jill is, the community manager of Ecamm, which is the software that I use on my computer that allows me to go from this to, whoop, let me quickly, I didn't have everything, from this to this and to this. Hello. So this is what allows me to have a production on my own, at a touch of a button, and set up all my different cameras. So I finally got to use this camera that I purchased back in November, and I said to my family that could be my Christmas and my birthday present, and I haven't been fully using it. So I thought, you know what, let's do more behind the scenes stuff. And so hi Miss Jill. So all right, so back to our normal programming. And then this is a what do they call it, a pen board. So I use that as my little bookmark. Well, I've got the bookmark, but I printed these little post-it note. On post-it notes, I printed all the things that I need to do on a daily basis for my content creation, because like I said, my head is not for storage. I won't remember to do all of these things each day for my YouTube, my Instagram. So I printed it on post-it note. Now, not all printers are created the same. So some printers, I remember I shared this on Instagram last year, and I think I got, this is the thing that went viral. I think I got 18 million views on that Instagram reel, because people were going, if you do that with my printer, it's gonna eat up the post-it note. And I was like, just because you see something on the internet doesn't mean you have to do it. So, but yeah, that reel was my top viral 18. I think it was at 18 million, where people were ready to say that, you know, not all printers do that. And I was like, I didn't say all printers do that. I just said my printer can do that. So there. Yes, welcome, Miss Jill. Happy New Year. Thank you, Marianne. Eat your breakfast. Yes, I will now, because we are now coming up to the 3rd hour of live streaming. But I'll make sure I'll put on the timestamp each planner that I set up. But that's what I'll do. I'll pop the priority and anything that I need to do for the week. Okay, so just a quick little recap before I go. Now, of course, if you haven't yet liked and subscribed, make sure you like this live stream to let my lovely YouTube algorithm say that, hey, let's show this to more planners just like us. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do, because again, look, it's not important. They say it's not important now on YouTube, the number of subscribers, because YouTube is showing, you know, content to those who are not subscribed. But it still helps. It looks nice. It's like, you know, it's like a nice little badge of honor. And of course, if there are things you have seen, I'll make sure to pop it in the description. So just a quick recap. So in my Hobonichi cousin, I set up my weekly spread. Okay, so from this blank to this, and then I'll put on all my other top priorities there. My Hobonichi weeks, I have 2. I have one for my mood log. Let's have a look. Yeah, let me put my bookmark where it needs to go. Okay, so again, from this to this, and when filled in, it looks like that. And then my workout log, which is just new, that I've started only last week, so would look like that. And then I will note down, you know, did I move at all today? Yes or no? And that's it. It doesn't matter how many counts, how long, it's just did I move? Because all I'm doing is showing up, you know, keeping the promise that I made to myself to add more movement in my day. And then, of course, my daily page is on my Hobonichi original. All right, so make sure to like and share. And I think we have everything. Whew, that is it for me for today. I have set up my planner pages for the week, so maybe more additional stuff that I'll do offline. I appreciate you being here. Make sure that you are looking after yourself. Whatever you put in your planner, that you are putting something for yourself, whether that's a little break, something fun. Okay, make yourself a top priority. All right, so the week doesn't need to be perfect. I've made a mistake on my first page. I covered it up with another piece of paper. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be somewhere to land, somewhere you can find a little bit of peace and quiet, and that way you're not overwhelming yourself. Thank you for planning alongside me today. Whether you are here live or watching later on, make sure to take your time closing your planner, enjoying the moment. I'll see you again very soon. Now it's time to fill up the screen with our warm wishes for each other for the week, to let each other know we are not alone in this. We can always come back here week after week to be amongst kindred planning spirit. Bye, Plannerettes. Mwah. Big hugs and kisses. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye.
I see something, it's coming up on the horizon. Oh, let me clear my head and get rid of the distractions. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye. Hey, nah, please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, delve into emotion, leave us in this moment. Yeah.